Good evening, welcome back to In the Khud. This is November 28, 2022, 6:48 p.m. and I'm going to try and sound excited and positive because of course I'm recording after 6 days and this is definitely the longest gap I have taken in documentation since the time In the Khud started, but I am super tired and exhausted at the same time. I just want this session to end as soon as possible, edit this video and go to the gym and relax for just call it off a day. I was just watching this beautiful video on TED, The Philosophy of Stoicism, and I'll get to a lot of other things as well in this documentation, but I just feel like there's no point going through these toggles. So I have 6 toggles here. It's going to be a trend for next 5 days, nothing concrete to document as such, or sorting videos up until now. Essentially the thing that happened throughout the day was the same. I woke up, I worked, I took a nap, woke up again, I worked, and I went to the gym. That's basically all that happened. So even if I would put the camera on and try to document the day just for consistency's sake, it would just be like I worked, because with dad's work there is nothing concrete that I can show, because there's a lot of confidential things involved with it and I do not want to risk anything. Even with the full-time job, I do not specifically talk about brands or organizations which can cause trouble down the line, but because it's a lot more After Effects and Premiere Pro and stuff like those later, I can share a bit of those things for my workflow and my reference later. But with this because it's data entry and it's highly confidential, I cannot share anything, and I just wanted one less thing to worry about. Easily 1 hour goes away in setting everything up, recording, then editing and uploading, so that 1 hour I could really devote to actually doing more work. So if I was to sum up, I did about 130 episodes of logging for show 1, including today. Up until yesterday was 28, but including today 38 episodes of making plus logging of show 2. And it doesn't stop there. I also actually got on a call with the Star Plus technical team on Friday, and a lot of things where I was getting stuck at, I resolved those. Even today was nice because I actually got the contact number of a few people whose details I needed, singers of the songs, to enter their details into the portal as author entry. So I spoke to them and I did manage to get through a lot of details and stuff. So as far as the work is concerned, the reason I took those 3 days of leave, combine it with the weekend, 5 days of leave, everything that I wanted to accomplish in that period of time, I basically checked all of that out. And I don't sound as excited as I should, but that's how it is. I did check out everything that I had to cover. And one amazing thing that happened though, and I'm gonna really show this, is that this arrived. This is the Animator's Survival Kit. Now I'll have to put my mic away. This is a nice thumbnail. This is supposed to be my Bible for the next year. I'm talking about the year 2023. Every single page in this book, every single information in this book, I want to take my time and really dive deep into the art form of animation and frame by frame drawing, and really embrace all of the things that I've been running away from all my life, that is frame by frame animation. Really getting the fundamentals of animation right, because it has to happen at some point or the other. I can't keep band-aiding my lack of fundamentals and just be oh, I'll do 3D animations in Blender or simulation Blender. It's of no point. My core is always going to be very weak because of my lack of knowledge of such animation fundamentals. So here's my Bible for the next 1 year. I also wanted to talk about the concept of constant parallels. This is something that I kind of conceptualized myself. I'm sure it's taken from somewhere or the other, many of the self-help books I read or some videos that I saw, but the idea is simply that this is something that has worked for me personally. As long as I have constant parallels in my life, I am able to get my passions done and my work done. For instance, when I was doing engineering, I had this constant parallel going in the background. Along with that, taking lessons classes, so that was the second constant parallel. I also had dad's work, so 3 parallels. And then my passion was to learn animation and After Effects, so that thing actually happened. If you think about it, there was something that was pulling me away from doing what I really loved to do or wanted to do. In contrast, if you take away those parallels and you leave me in a room saying, okay, you are passionate about animation, all you're going to do for the next 3 months is animation and nothing else, I am very sure, 100% sure, that with lack of any constant parallel, I'm going to not just start not liking my passion, but actually start hating my passion, which is a real problem. So the idea of constant parallels is if you have these constant things which are going on in the background, which are as much as possible not related to what your real passion is, that gives you an inclination and inspiration to then go out of your way and make time to work for your passion. But right now, life is such that with these 2 constant parallels, full-time job taking a toll on me with 3 shows, and the full-time job that I actually have, it is the entire day just goes away, and that's fine, because that's probably the need of the hour. for days to just go away. But I'm sure as long as I have this, now this is a little philosophical here, but as long as they say that you are currently living at least one of the wishes that you asked for. So as long as I have this wish in my mind that I want to learn this, and with this vlog in the khud, I have just such amazing power that I can be consistent in anything that I want to. Just every single day show up, document, okay, 1 page of animator survival kit, this is the walk cycle that I did today. As long as that is in place, everything else will fall in place. So I've just like said things that were at the top of my head. One important thing that I want to show is, so this is the formula that I spent a lot of time working on. Let's say things start as 0034 G1, you come in here. The next time the music changes, it is happening at 0124. Now press G2. So if I hit save, it just makes it 0123. Next time it changes at 0254, G2, 0345, so 0344. The only place this does not work at is if I have 0700. I should technically get 0659, which will not happen. It will make it 07000 minus 1. In that case, what I have to do is I want to come in here and press G5, which makes this a text format, and then I can just come in here and type 0659. Now when I press G5, what actually happened is control 1 happened. This format cells is basically running through an auto hotkey script. Control 1 to bring this up. Then you see here C. I was initially confused on how do I go inside here, right? But you see this C here with an underline. So when you play Alt C, then you go in here and then it's going to text from time. That's what G5 is doing. So this is one thing I really developed over the weekend, and yeah, things are just going very fine in terms of uploading things. I've really understood how the system works and what kind of a sheet you need to give to it in order to make sure there are no errors coming back. So yeah, that's really all that I want to document. And I know this vlog has been kind of like all over the place, but that's kind of how my thoughts in my life right now is, kind of all over the place. As far as today is concerned, for the full-time job, I had just one simple video change, and I had to do like change the text. It was a screen recording, just change the date of that. So I had to do a bit of masking, bit of keyframing. It didn't take more than like 10 or 15 minutes. So that's okay. For the full-time job, I have now come into a comfortable sort of position where if I am needed for any big project or anything, then of course I have to give my whole day to it. But if I'm not needed, most of the times I can get away with not putting in more than like half an hour or 1 hour. Maybe it was just today. Like from tomorrow onwards I have to work on stuff. But I have this huge blanket that any video edit I'm not gonna work on, so that really cuts off the amount of work that I have to take up and do, which is like almost like a privileged situation, but that's how it is. That's really how it is. Yeah, with the overall dad's work situation, as I said a few videos back, I don't know which video, that for a month at least I have to like put my passions and everything aside and just work on finishing the lot that I have. That's probably going to continue for a couple of months, not just 1 month, because there's a lot of things that I have to cover. But the good thing is these past 5 days, including today, so past 6 days, the train has started moving on the tracks, and we're off. Like we were standing on the station for very long, but the train is now moving and it shall reach its destination in due time. That's how life is. Thanks so much for being in the khud. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.